seeking to nookie on the internet.
I need to
Jesus
like.
Christ.
I wish I had money, so I had like more money, so I could like hire someone to build a video stuff. Just
Be
like,
in the video. I'll be in the video.
it's just
Yeah.
okay.
I need a video though. Sure.
It's like write some scripts for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
You ever let me snippet about it?
yeah, Warhol that shit. Yeah. So you read the book?
Mhm.
Nice. All right.
I read Watchmen first.
Oh, dude, Watchmen is so good. Hopefully I can find my copy, and my parents got it this weekend.
We should do that at some point too.
Oh, dude, I'm always. Oh God, Watchmen is
I
just
have
like,
it. I haven't read it.
so good. It's the best.
All right,
I hated
we
it for a
are
second, but I love it now.
we are live. I will go ahead and start it here in a minute, but yeah, just posting links right now. But this is the 45th book club, consecutive book club in this 45 months.
All
Thanks for
right.
being here, everyone.
Hell yeah.
Joining us digitally, we have Mr. Rusty Fowler, a regular, joining us once again. That's Teleguy on Instagram and streaming platforms. What'd you do? What's your most recent release, Rusty?
You know, I've been lazy since I had some of the nerve problems with my neck and all. I haven't done anything. I think the last thing I put out was it actually was released on my birthday. So it was back in September. So
Okay.
probably something coming, another demo coming probably early January.
I gotcha. Yeah, I didn't think you'd put anything out recently, but I wasn't 100% sure. But yeah, so go check out Teleguy. Over here we have Abby Moody. I know you have some new stuff you want to talk about. So anything you want to promote or plug?
Sure, yeah. So I am debuting my drag persona, Fred Thirst, at Peckers on Sunday, December 7th. That's fredthirst.drag on Instagram if you are interested in all things trashy, new metal, and drag wonderfulness. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
And then to her left, we have Miss Wendy French. Thanks for being here.
Hi, I'm Wendy French, and I am a writer, collage artist. I have 2 collages that are going to be part of a group show at Mod Fellows, which is in South Nashville. It's a small gallery, and it opens on December 5th. And I'm going to have kind of like a butter installation part of it as well, because I also make flavored butter, and we're going to have like a little table for just like fun butter, which has never been in the gallery setting before. So that's pretty interesting. I think it's going to get really messy, but they told me that they wanted that to happen.
Nice.
But anyway, I'm really excited because I have my collages have like trash from my butter business in them. So anyway, coming up.
That's so cool. I got to try some of the Wise Butter product earlier. It was very good. I had which one was that?
We had orange honey and then a lavender vanilla.
Ooh,
and a lot.
some gourmet shit.
It was a lot.
So good.
Yeah, it was really
Thank
good.
you.
And then Logan Dalton is here
Yeah,
as well.
I'm
Thanks for being
Logan.
here.
I'm a Midnighter Bay on all social media. I'm a librarian. I write about comics for graphicpolicy.com. So every week I'm, letting you know the new hotness. So yeah, just check it out. I have some projects I can't talk about right now. And also, yeah, I'm a librarian at the Center for Popular Music down at NTSU. Follow us on IG. We got all kinds of like really cool stuff there. Got like the first known photo of like Muddy Waters, lots of zines, always in that scene. So yeah, give that a follow. Give me go with my boss.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me smile more.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited about this one.
Yes.
And then another regular, we have Mr. David Penna, Knife Back on Instagram. David is a visual artist, does really cool mixed media photography, kind of comic book-esque stuff. Very interesting. I've never seen anything like what you do. It's very cool. Yeah, of course. We're still waiting on a couple people, but we can go ahead and get started. We're talking about V for Vendetta by Alan Moore and David Lloyd. That's so washed out.
It's well done.
But yeah.
It has a vertigo on it. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Cheyenne, who unfortunately had to go catch a flight, she's the one who recommended this. She can't be here, but I'm so glad she recommended this because I love Alan Moore, and I've never actually read V for Vendetta, which is a weird thing to say if you claim you love Alan Moore, right? So
Dude, I haven't read From Hell, so, and I love him too. So like, I get it. You know,
Yeah.
we all have, you know, there's only 24 hours in the day. We can't read everything.
yeah,
I mean, you did Watchmen before, right? You read that one?
no,
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
we'll get around to
Yeah,
one.
let's just do Watchmen next.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck this. We're not talking about V.
40th anniversary next year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for Watchmen, 86.
I'll find out what month that is, and we'll do. Let's
do
go
it.
ahead and
Fuck
do
yeah.
it.
Fuck yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean, it's 12 months in a year. It's okay.
We'll find the time.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about this. This is a subject that hits pretty close to home for me. It's one of my favorite subjects, which is sedition. It's like all I ever talk about. So I mean, I have a lot to say about this, but I want to know, do y'all have any just off the cuff takes on V?
So I think the main thing I love about V for Vendetta is you kind of see the development of Alan Moore and David Lloyd as creators. So starting out, like it's very, I mean, I know The Crow is like way later, but it's just kind of a straightforward revenge tale. And then the transitions are weird because V for Vendetta was originally serialized in Warrior Magazine. So it was like 8 pages of a story and then 8 pages of a story. But then once you get to chapters 2 and 3, you see like, you know, Alan Moore's a star through Watchmen and Killing Joke and all that, Miracle Man, all that shit. And it's more kind of focused, and he has like a point to prove, and they're more kind of, I don't know, like a confident. So it's cool. It's like kind of seeing like, I don't know, like because it was published over 6 years, so you can kind of see the development and everything.
Yeah, he's like definitely a guy with a lot to say. Like a lot of it is social commentary, what he does. This book is like kind of prophetic in a way, where, I mean, like obviously we were talking earlier, he didn't know Margaret Thatcher was gonna win.
Yeah, you know, that's an insane thing about this book is that when he wrote it, yeah, he thought it was kind of like in 2016. Everybody's like, oh, Hillary Clinton's gonna win the election, la la la. Donald Trump's a joke. Like, oh, Margaret Thatcher, she's a starchy whatever. Labor's gonna win. It'll take World War III to, you know, lead to fascism. But no, she won, and she just dominated the decade and wouldn't hold on. And you know, Labor didn't take power again until the 90s with Tony Blair. Yuck.
Yeah.
So it was one of those situations. But yeah, it's like so prophetic, and especially once you get later in the book with the leader, the Susan, his obsession with the propaganda computer. I'm like, this is totally like these CEOs jorking it to AI.
Palantir.
Yeah.
That's what
Palantir. Oh, that's great, man.
The Fate. Is that
Yeah.
what they called it? The
Yeah,
Fate?
yeah. Oh, that's a great.
The
That's a
Fate
great
is
parallel.
Palantir,
Oh, dude.
basically.
Oh,
It's
so
like
true.
like universal surveillance
Yeah.
system.
Oh, yeah.
And then it gets hijacked, and it's like, well, now this random dude has access to like cameras in everyone's homes and
Yeah.
bedrooms and bathrooms, and
And
like
the name's perfect too.
Fate.
Faith, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is very prophetic, right? Because I mean, if you think about it, I'm sitting here looking at my phone, looking at you guys, and it's listening to us now, and I'll get something shoved my way later on that is based on what we talk about today.
Well, like, okay, so like next.
It will happen. I'll guarantee it will happen. I think one of the neat things for me in this book was the idea that it's in movements or ideas that there's power. It's not necessarily in people. And I thought that was interesting. I mean, you can have a philosophy, and if the philosophy gains strength, it doesn't really matter who is there, because that philosophy gains strength through the numbers, right? And it's so prophetic. I mean, when you're talking about a single person really kind of controlling the media and controlling the messages going out, and punishing people for not being in alignment with a common theme or a common message. Wow, prophetic is an understatement.
Yeah. And something you were talking about earlier, Logan, is like so it's like pretty explicit that this is the result. In chapter 3, they talk about this. The current state of their world is a response to nuclear fallout. So like the world is like not in a good place. Like nuclear bombs went off, and even though one didn't hit England, it's like basically unlivable in a lot of places. And Alan Moore's kind of prediction is it's interesting the way like you can see how they got here, where it's like the reason they're being so fascist is because the world blew up and they're trying to maintain order at any cost, even like individual liberty, right? But so it's understandable kind of how they got there. And I think that that's always the thing, right? Is when the government tries to garner more power, there's like usually like a semi-reasonable justification for it. And that's, I mean, like if it's a democratic system, that they have to get people on board with it, right? So in theory, not that it actually works that way, but I don't know where I was going with that. But
Hey,
basically,
Alex, I'll jump in and say in theory, because when you talk about real power, you can talk about I want to get people on board, but real power is assumed.
oh, I mean, yeah, that's absolutely not how it actually works in the real world, right? Like you
Yeah.
don't make any decisions about what happens, but
Well, it's just like how after 9/11, the Patriot Act, and how
Yeah.
that 9/11 happening caused us to give up so much of, because and that's what will happen again. We're gonna have this big extreme event, and then we'll give up even
Mhm.
more again.
I mean, health data and COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Damn.
that. Well, and like the Nest cameras earlier, I was going to say, I mean, those are already
And those
like working with those that are, we've already invited those into our homes to record our
yep.
everything, and that's being given to.
It bothers me like going to someone's house and they're like, "Hey Alexa," I'm like, "Oh, I didn't realize I was being recorded."
Yeah.
Like not that all the things I'm not supposed to say I do live on YouTube, so it doesn't really affect me exactly. But
It's informed consent.
I mean, just what the world is today, I assume I'm like someone's recording me
that's
somewhere.
totally fair
But-
and
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
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 I mean, like 5G now, like I'm pretty sure that's like for the most case that's true. Like
Okay.
you are being recorded like all the time, always, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have Hyatt Collins from Cassette
Hey.
joining us as well.
Liz is coming too.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
What's
I don't-
up?
What's up? You don't have anything to plug until early next year, I don't think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Arm's getting better, but yeah, it's still janky.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Hope you a quick recovery. You
Thank
too, Rusty. I know you've been having back issues, so
I'm doing pretty good. I have a new normal that's just pops and cracks a lot, but I'm not in pain.
that's good. So I noticed something on the very first page.
Mhm.
On the very first page, it shows V's room, and he has a very interesting library collection. Notably, Mein Kampf
Mm-hmm.
and Karl Marx's Capital, next to each other,
Yeah.
right next to each other.
Mhm.
Which I'm like, okay, where's this going? And like reading it more, it's like, okay, no, V is an anarchist, like straight up, he's an anarchist.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's kind of like a know thy
Being
enemy.
informed.
Yeah.
Know the rules. follow the
Yeah,
rules.
yeah. But I was like, just for that to be on the first page, I'm like, oh, all
This
right,
is where we are.
that's where we're.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
that's like an Alan Moore trademark. Like, and going back to Watchmen, like he pretty much tells the whole plot of Watchmen in the first page. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the old like I think one thing, because I watched the movie like a lot of people, my age or whatever. Like I watched the movie before going back and reading the comic, and just like these like obsession with like old music, old movies, like books, in a world that was just mindless, like really, really drew me to him. And like I work in an archive, and like I'm just seeing like all the AI and all the slop everywhere. It's kind of nice to be able to like, see these old like magazines, newspapers, records, and I kind of like find kind of comfort through that. And it's cool, like because I think there's a scene where he's talking about like there's no revolution without dancing, and there's a famous scene where he like dances with Evie, and I kind of like that that's there like in the midst of all the violence and everything.
Yeah.
And they really get it in the film because they have all the classical music.
Mhm.
It's harder to do in comics, even though at the beginning of book 2 he does have like his own little song with like the notes and everything. That was so cool, like just like comics and music just synchronizing. That was like, because you can like play that song, sing that song.
To tail off of that too, later on they talk about like near the end, how anarchy has like the face of destruction, but also like the creation. So it's like like
I feel like that's like the key theme in the book for sure.
Yeah. So it's like, let's salute all of our rabble rousers,
I got you.
and our like dissenters, but like there's a time and a place for that. So we can like, once you tear down what has to be torn down, we can kind of like remove those people from the conversation and focus on like doing something like productive.
But you actually see that in the very beginning where they're both like getting ready. You see their two faces like right as you do chapter 1.
Oh, right, because Evie specifically doesn't want to kill. She doesn't want to destroy anything.
Yeah, she's like the face of creation, and then you have the face of destruction, like right next to each other.
Exactly.
And both of them are getting ready.
That's a really good point, because he writes himself out of the story. He's like, I've served my purpose. I don't belong in this world that I'm creating, basically. And that's why he entrusts, like, Evie takes up his mantle, and he's like, I think part of why he chooses her is because she's not him, right? Like he is paving the road, but there's not really a place for him in the society that he's building. But someone like Evie, who is more, I don't know what the word is, but he's just not necessary anymore once he does what he's doing.
What I love, like once we get into book 3, he starts calling her Eve, like she's the mother of this new world. Like
wow,
she loses,
I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah.
You have Adam too.
Yeah. Adam Susan, Oh, the government, yeah.
And then you have V himself and his like big library of knowledge and all these weird books that we were talking about earlier.
He kind of is like,
he's the snake.
He's the ghost embodiment of kind of like the literature and like culture that came before. Yeah.
Well, not just that, just this knowledge and power, like you can say like his collection of like what he was mentioning, like literature and art and all these things that are forbidden. It's like his base is literally like the forbidden tree.
Yeah. What's up, Liz?
Hey, sorry I'm late.
Oh, you're good. I just noticed you were there. I'm rambling a bit. Does anyone else have anything they want to say?
So does the movement need a leader after he's gone?
I'll let someone else take that.
That's the thing
Yeah,
about.
I think so. I think so, because I think the chaos needs to continue until something forms. It felt like it was unresolved, or to me, that's how I read it.
I like the way you think.
That's the annoying thing about V for Vendetta is there's no real like you like you have the ending, you have like the leaders of the old world like walking in the darkness, but there's no like resolution really. It's just like I don't know, maybe they were trying to I mean by the time this came out, like Alan Moore had big time beef with DC and there's no way he was gonna continue with it. But it's just like I feel like there needs to be a follow-up.
I feel like there was some. I'm trying to remember where this was, but I feel like there was something in here near the end where he was just basically saying that the world was kind of just waiting for a spark, and that he was providing the spark, and that that was kind of his purpose. Maybe I'm misremembering that, but that kind of
It was basically like the dominoes had to fall because there were
Yeah.
the domino pictures
I know
in
that's what I
there.
was
Remember,
Yeah.
had to like
Yeah.
start it.
Right.
But at the end, when everybody's scrambling to take over, that's why I felt like they still needed a leader of the rebellion, like through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think it left it wide open. And Liz and Hyatt, for your info, I didn't read the book. I watched the movie, so I cheated. I know it's a little bit different, but at the end in the movie, I think when all the masked folks came in, and then all the resistance, all the government folks basically put down their weapons, and just kind of got overrun by all of the resistance, I guess that you would call it. It does leave it wide open, because although that's kind of the end of that situation, you don't know what happens next. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know if the book wrapped any more into it at all or not, but I think it was wide open for additional story, and it's just not there.
Yeah, that's exactly how. Or the it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but they didn't have really the masks thing on the resistance at the end, but it's definitely left unresolved. Like, he's kicked it off, everyone's rebelling, basically they're tearing the government down, but what happens in the next week is not said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I
Alan
really
Moore loves doing that shit though.
Yeah.
Like we'll talk about it, in a few months about Watchmen. He just likes to, kind of light the fire and then let you, the reader, do your own thing. Like, because that's one great thing about the comics medium, is that like you fill in the blanks between the panels. Like, it's no one reader has like the same experience at filling these gaps between the panels, and like kind of passes that interactivity.
Yeah. I really love to at the end of book 1, trying to find it, when he does his broadcast and talks to everyone. I love that he holds the people accountable.
Oh, that scene is so powerful, because just some like conversations I have with people, like, about what's going on right now, and everyone like is so like powerless, and we're just like, we can't do anything, and I'm like, yeah, you can
Oh yeah, absolutely, we can.
yeah, you don't have to be, you don't have to suck up Kamala Harris's fat strap. You can like be like, screw those people. We're gonna like have people who are more in line with our values and who we are. And
Yeah.
So did the comic allude to the fact that when he was doing his broadcast, that the chancellor wanted it taken, stopped, and the answer to the chancellor is I can't. You wanted it set up so it was in every home and every that the dictator approach. You wanted it everywhere. I can't pull it back. So now his own thing was getting used against him.
Yeah. He talks about, I found it, it's actually in the beginning of book 2. But he talks about how humanity has been offered a promotion over and over and over again. They keep turning it down, because as it turns out, people are a lot more comfortable being ruled, and given the opportunity, they will choose to not be responsible for their fate. Like, it's funny because like fate is the direct name of the government.
Oh, he can't resist a good pun. I mean, come on, this is from the guy. Every chapter begins with a V.
Yeah.
Surely he was running out of V.
Yeah. I really love that he holds. Obviously, the government is super corrupt, and it's like a fascist, super authoritarian regime.
Super Christian.
Super
white.
That's right. There's a lot.
Yeah.
That's directly a thing. There's like concentration camps where they're killing minorities, and like that's a big part of the background to this book, right?
Which is, I think, is something the film really kind of underplayed. Like, I think it played up like, oh yeah, there's like, because there's the woman Valerie and her like really like kind of like the emotional heart of the story, but they don't really look into like the racial element as much.
That was really kind of like the only spot was in that scene, because they talked about well, I mean, there was obviously reference to race, reference to sexual preference, and all that. But it was in a very, very narrow window in the movie. So, but not to run down the rabbit hole that I know Alex loves, but you kind of get to the point you say, well, isn't that exactly what we're doing now? Maybe not quite as extreme, but isn't that exactly what we're doing now? Isn't that what's happening in the world right now?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
I-
weird reading the book at this particular time.
yeah, I felt
Yeah.
the same way. It was like oddly topical to today.
But there's even a line in there about make Britain great
Yeah.
again.
Page
Yeah,
2, make Britain
yeah.
great
And
again.
it was very
I
funny.
know, that puts me out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Hyatt actually pointed that out to me. I'm like, oh yeah,
Getting mileage out of it.
it is funny. But yeah, it is like I don't know, something I've said before is like I'm not asking people to go to war with the government. I'm asking them to understand that they're already at war with the government. Like people are getting it's yeah, it's not a choice that we have. The decision's been made for us. And it's not what you do with that information is up to you, but it's an acknowledgement of that. It's like
Very comfortable with that as a concept. That we like to live in the world we think we should live in and not the world we actually live in.
yeah.
Well, that's
Of course.
funny because in Beaver Vendetta, there's a whole land of make believe concept where they talk
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just this like especially like these set up in the shadow gallery. It's so like it's like going to an old movie, like indie movie theater or something. It's so removed from like the cold, sparse settings of this like austerity England, which I feel like when it started out, like things were going really bad, but like David Lloyd, like with Thatcher, was like kind of maybe even drawing more from experience as the book progresses.
Yeah.
Because he was like, living, you're a comic book artist living under Thatcher, and you're trying to drop this the strip every month, but the dole money might be gone. And
Yeah.
Call it the shadow gallery.
Yeah.
I love that so much. That's gonna be my new Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's a new Wi-Fi password. Or the new Wi-Fi setup.
Yeah.
I know all your.
Probably.
It's it's a statement of their time too, right? Like that's a thing, maybe some context I'm missing here. So like this was written in like 81, 82.
Well, it started out like 81, 82, but then by the end it's like the 89.
I gotcha.
The fact that we have this in like one volume is great because
Yeah.
But weren't you saying it was published weekly or monthly? or
yeah.
what?
So when Beaver Vendetta started out, it was like a monthly there was this anthology called Warrior Magazine out of the UK. It was very kind of subversive. Another strip in Warrior Magazine was Miracle Man, and I mean, there's no Homelander, there's no Watchmen, there's no any of like the deconstructed superheroes without Miracle Man. But that's like a whole freaking rabbit hole we don't want to go down.
He loves his deconstructed superheroes.
Yeah.
Even you're like the perfect guy to talk to about this, but like he basically invented with like Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Basically invented what people think of as Batman. Like that's straight out Alan Moore, as far as I'm.
Yeah. Well, he actually didn't really like Killing Joke because all the stuff with having to Barbara Gordon. That's a whole rabbit hole.
Maybe we'll do
We're in
that.
the rabbit hole. This is the rabbit hole.
But I think the big thing with Alan Moore is when he did Watchmen, the people at DC were like, hey, once this book goes out of print, it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. But they purposely, Watchmen has never been out of print. So basically DC, DC fucked Alan Moore. That's why he doesn't have his name on any of the
Is this like a
adaptations.
Masters issue?
Oh yeah, big time.
Got it.
But he's not a billionaire. He's a guy with a long
She
beard
wasn't then.
Yeah.
who lives in Northampton, England.
Self-proclaimed magician.
Yeah.
Lives in Scotland and
But conceptually.
Oh, he doesn't live in Scotland. He lives in.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking Grant Morrison lives in Scotland. It's all good. He lives in Northampton, England. He was buddy. Hey, we got any goth kids out here? Alan Moore was actually friends with the guys from Bauhaus and wrote liner notes for some of their early albums. Because there was this whole art scene, this like avant-garde art scene in Northampton that he was a part of. But he also grew up, you know, reading superhero comics and pulps and stuff like the Scarlet Pimpernel. So he has that whimsy.
Um,
I love when people are so excited about things, y'all. Like, just peak existence. I'm serious. I'm very
Yeah,
serious.
yeah.
I mean, but
As
even
someone who's usually the excited loud one in the room to like bring the energy of enthusiasm, like seeing someone else do it, I'm just like, yes, I'm about it. So thank you for being so hyped.
But that's a cool thing about watching it. Like it started out as something anti-corporate, but then it got kind of switched
Corporatized?
around.
sorry.
Yeah. Well, especially with like the masks and stuff. Like, yeah. But and then also like the way he's portrayed in the media is as some like grumpy old man. But he just wants to get paid. Like
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, he's like a controversial figure on like like that, like understandably so. Like
Yeah.
he's kind of he's got very like a rock star kind of approach to his art. It is kind of like very fuck you.
But it's cool because it gets like people, because I feel like guys like him and guys like Grant Morrison like got people into comics who would never be into it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, there's these cool guys who are into like magic and Dadaism and like, you know, sticking it to the man and stuff. This is so much better than like, oh, we're gonna watch 30 pages of Cyclops and Jean Grey, like not fucking
Right.
like this is so much cooler.
There's some like
yeah.
there's like a lot of like commentary and like that's heavy.
Yeah, but and you can get away with it because it's seen it like, especially back then, it was seen as like a lesser medium. You could get away with, you know, throwing in these messages and
Yeah. So the one dude that ran the concentration camp in book 3, he goes back to the concentration camp and makes the very odd decision to take like 2 tabs of acid.
Oh, I love that.
As he goes into this concentration camp.
That was
to
great.
get in his head.
I'm like, okay,
Good
sure.
thinking. That's not going to get weird at all.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. And it got like, basically the outcome's like exactly what you would expect is like, he's going through a concentration camp where he tortured prisoners. And he's like, I guess that's exactly what he meant to do though, right? Like he was trying to empathize as deeply as he could. So he got exactly what he was asking for, is like, he opened up his mind to, I mean, you could get like kind of like spiritual about that, like to the proverbial ghosts.
Yeah.
Right. But like he went into hell basically and like kind of lived through some of that. I thought that was a really cool sequence, but it was also like kind of like, it's just a weird choice. It was a weird like thing to show us. I just thought it was interesting.
What did you all think about what V put Evie through with the torture and everything?
I'm so glad you asked.
I had mixed feelings about that.
Yeah, recreating his experience to make her like him. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where like there is, I mean, like not really debatably, like that was super unethical, right? Like obviously,
to say the least.
like he waterboarded her. He waterboarded her, kept her in prison for like pretty long period of time, right?
And then says, "I did it because I love you."
It's like so extreme.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think it's obviously, don't try this at home. Don't waterboard your friends. Don't keep them in captivity and convince them that they're somewhere that they're not. I don't think that we can, it's one of, I liked it as a, oh, I thought I understood this character. I don't, right? Like he's a lot more complex.
Like in a storytelling way, enjoyed the twistiness.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't
think that,
know who B is.
Yeah, I think what Moore and Lloyd were doing with that was like, okay, guys, like, this does not need to be your hero. This does not need to be somebody you can emulate. Because you get a lot, and they even did this in the HBO show of Watchmen. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, Rorschach is so cool." No, Rorschach is a smelly incel, like who eats raw beans and is obsessed with Ayn Rand. Like, yeah, it was cool. He stuck it up to the naked nuclear guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, no, you should not want to be Rorschach. Like take a shower.
Yeah, I like that about it too, is
Yeah.
you're not supposed to necessarily like agree with this character.
Yeah, which is cool because like a lot of like, especially like with the superhero genre, like it's like, you know, you want to identify with these characters, you want to be like them, you know, you want to wear their shirts, you want to drop $100 on their Funko Pop or whatever. But like with V, it's like this is good. He's like a white blood cell. Like society needs him, but you don't want to.
It's the Tyler Durden problem.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Great parallel.
Rorschach was another good parallel, and like Batman is like, or Alan Moore's interpretation of Batman is like, this is not exactly a hero. This is a very mentally ill individual who is making decisions for humanity without their consent. Like he's basically saying, I know best, and we're doing it this way. There's not necessarily like a good person, right? Like his motivations are good, but like the path to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yeah.
Something like that. Oh, we can't hear you, Rusty. I don't know what happened. Hi,
maybe, I think you're muted.
Try say something. I don't know if it's just Rusty or if it's my computer. Okay,
Oh,
we can hear y'all.
Yeah, you guys are fine.
We can't hear you, Rusty. Still can't hear you. You might want to try leaving and joining again. No.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Wow.
He'll be back with us.
One thing that I thought was kind of interesting, sort of on that topic, was that part where after he's dead, Evie was considering taking off his mask and then didn't, because she said that, well, it doesn't matter who he is.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, yes.
So where I was going to go was think about where he was leading her, even though it was kind of twisted what he did, right? But think about where he was leading her. We've talked about this in other books we've talked about, was, you know, in reality of our world, everything that we want is on the other side of fear. What happens at the end after she gets to the point where they basically say, you know, we're going to take you out, we're going to kill you, and she wouldn't give it up, right? She wouldn't give it up. She stood strong. And as soon as she stood strong, what happened? They let her go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that, to me, it was that once you get to the point of facing the ultimate fear and you're not afraid of that anymore, then you can do anything. Right. And that's where he led her. So there was a liberation of Evie because of him. I'm not saying it was the right way to do it, but she was liberated because of him.
Yeah, one point about that, and then I want to hear what you were saying, Hyatt. But it also he you know what, I lost it. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. But I mean, kind of tying into the same thing that you know, that was part of the point to me of Evie not wanting to find out who he was, that he was just sort of an instrument of change, and that, or that's how she was looking at him, and that who he was didn't matter. And I think it was pretty clear that he felt the same way. And, you know, A, he didn't want people to know his identity, but B, that was part of the thing with the mask, is that, you know, he's not it was almost like he's not a good guy or a bad guy or a person really at all. He's just sort of this change agent that's, you know, almost like he's conceiving of himself as a force of nature and not really a person.
Yeah. And I think kind of like with that's what superheroes are to the people inside the comic book. But he gets to be that for us too, because we also never learn his identity, right? So it's kind of like he remains that force of nature. We never see and I mean the things he does too, like blowing up Parliament and like all the like super crazy like
big ass train,
Yeah.
domino.
We don't really ever
Act 3
see
shit. Book 3. Yeah, they call them book. Okay.
we never really see all of the work that goes into that. So it does feel like very supernatural, like it just kind of happens. We never see all the planning and like all of the like just like manual labor and like just making bombs and like we
And
never see.
organization.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I kind of liked about a little bit of the flashbacks we saw because they were just giving him random chemicals and like letting him like work in the garden.
oh yeah.
That was kind of cool, but they didn't like reveal like they revealed just enough. Yeah, it's kind of like when people are in prison, like people in prison get like really jacked or like really like smart because you have like nothing better to do.
yeah.
So he like in prison, he was doing the beauty of the roses, but also like learning how to make bombs and but it looked just so like I don't know benign. But no, he's gonna blow the shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's ultimately he's gonna blow up everyone in this building. Yeah. Going back to the Evie being held hostage, and he basically like he is making a point to her and like trying to teach her something. But something else I was thinking about too is he's like, if we're gonna work together, like it's kind of like a strategic move too, right? Like he's making sure that she's not gonna crack on him like under
Yeah.
pressure, which she doesn't. She goes through like an unspecified long period of time under like extreme duress, threat of death, and torture.
That shit's so psychologically intense.
Yeah.
Like
And she never breaks. She
Yeah.
never sells him out.
yeah,
And that's kind of like to me, it was like you can go the angle of like, yeah, he's like there's like a silver lining, like altruistic kind of like motivation to his actions.
It's still him deciding what's best for her if
But
that's your path.
Yeah, he's kind of like breaking her, like jumping her into a gang, kind of like initiation. Like I'm
Oh, big
testing
time.
you to
Big
see
time.
if you're gonna
Yeah.
break on me.
Yeah.
So it's like again, this character is like not a good guy. Like he's like
but I like that he builds him up in like the first book as some cool like
Yeah.
anti-hero. Like oh, this dude's cool as hell. He's like throwing knives. He's listening to Motown. Like I want to be this guy. And then
He
oh
demystifies him.
yeah, then
Hard.
we're gonna like torture the innocent female lead and for half of the
Yeah.
second book. And yeah, maybe you shouldn't want to be like this. Alan Moore just does that to you every time.
yeah.
Like I read Watchmen when I was in high school. I'm like, yes, Rorschach's the coolest, and then I'm like, oh, he's not.
It's like, oh, you missed the point. Okay, let me really paint this out for you then. Yeah,
dude, that he just loves doing that to you.
yeah.
Yeah,
It is the the deconstruction of the superhero. I think you
yeah,
said.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it is very much that. Like, there are no heroes in these worlds. It's all flawed, deeply flawed. Very what would you say?
I mean, it's just like
Ideologues.
it's just like our world. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's turn it on its ear a little bit. So when he does that to Evie, is he technically doing the same thing that the dictator was doing to people?
I mean, not exactly the same thing, right? I see what you're
Exactly.
saying.
But it was about ultimate control, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was forcing her to learn something, right? He didn't really give her a choice to learn that. He was like putting that on her. So I see what you're saying.
Just a weird thought, I guess.
So I mean, I guess the big difference is at the end of the day, he doesn't want her to become like him, exactly like him, because he knows his role is different from what her role is going to be.
Yeah.
But she's loyal to him, and that's so much more valuable than being like him, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So how would it have been different if he would have been this like perfect character, right? If that could even exist.
No one give a shit about this book.
Right. And then you don't learn anything. You don't learn anything
Yeah,
about anything.
yeah. I mean, who the fuck knows about Dan Dare and those guys? Like, no weirdos in England, I guess.
Yeah, the
But-
anti-hero with like morally ambiguous methods and beliefs is a lot more compelling of a character.
Yeah.
Well, because you see your humanity in it, and we all are those things. And I think that, like, you know, as a person who I grew up with the generation that, like, if you do everything right and you check all these boxes, you're going to get all of these things. And it's like, no, oh my God, you're absolutely even more fucked if you try to be like good. Like, I think I've really fucked myself over the more I've tried to be good in my life. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you have to like read all the things.
Right.
But Abby was saying something really cool the other day because we were talking about Tyler Durden.
We were.
So I want her to talk about her part about the fragmented selves.
Oh gosh. I mean,
Just go.
okay.
Tag,
Essentially, so if we like, whether it's Tyler Durden, whether it's V, or just like this prototype of really flawed people that we problematically worship, and I think that that happens in a bigger cultural way, really, because especially in America, and that we as Americans reading this, like, we like easy pigeonholable selves. Like, we like a person who is one thing and only one thing. We don't like complicating or complexifying.
Nuance.
Nuance.
Yeah, we
Nuance.
don't like nuance. And so when we
Got
have
it.
like a whole generation of people who think they are Tyler Durden or V and like this, like whatever kind of way, and we talk about them missing the point, it's like, yeah, because we as people are so fragmented because of the way our culture has made us think we are one thing or another thing or another thing and not all of the things. And so when they see a character that is, they interpret singularly a thing, right? They connect, and it's like, oh, I have permission to be an asshole because he's an asshole. The asshole part identifies, right? And so you see this on the other side too. People are like, I am a superhero. I am Clark Kent or whatever. I don't fucking know superheroes, guys, but like, people think of themselves
I know
in good, positive ways in relation to characters like that too. So it's kind of like the interesting part of nuance when we're a culture that doesn't celebrate nuance is you have people who praise and glorify and put these characters on a pedestal in some kind of relatable way, when it's what you're saying, it's like, he actually kind of fucking sucks too. Like, both two things can be true. You guys hear me say all the time.
Yeah.
But it is that, right? Like, this idea that when we relate to a character or when we idealize a character or whatever, that we're taking some part of ourselves, yes, in the IFS way for my therapy babes out there, but that we take parts of ourselves and we see them in these complicated places. And I think that has a big part to do with both the fascination with characters like V, like Tyler Durden, and the many other masculine mysteries we idealize culturally. I think that's a big part of it. Did I cover what you wanted me to? Into?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
no, I didn't.
Well, is that if that's what you
But
meant?
yeah, just that,
Yeah.
we are, I think people get really excited when they see like a representation of themselves, and we are all these fragmented beings, and like, I don't want to go
Like,
off
permission to be that.
Yes. So
That-
Adam
yes.
Driver's character in Girls was a huge part of my non-binary journey and understanding
I
that,
love
like,
it,
for
yeah.
a huge part of my life.
I used to recap that show back in the day, baby.
Oh my God. So it's not Adam Driver when he became like super hot. It's Adam Driver, the super problem. And like, I had to like confront these parts of myself because, it
Hey,
gets
he was hot.
romanticized.
He was hot.
He was fucking
He was so
hot.
hot.
He was dangerously hot.
And
Yeah.
that's
And it
like,
was
whether it's
problematic.
mystery, whether it's
However.
hotness, whether it's whatever, like, when we see a character, to kind of the flip side of like, when we oversimplify, we do this, but when we like see a character that does complex, and we're like, like, it breaks our brains a little.
Well, you're so excited to see that representation that you're so identifying over and then you're like, wait, this is actually, your friend's telling your story, you're like, you're not the hero in this story. You're
Yes.
the bad guy in this story.
It's like
but it
Sucker
teaches
Punch.
you. Yes.
Sucker Punch is a really good example.
It can teach you, but it's like, how far are you going to take it? Are you going to take it to the extent of like, oh, I just identify with this character, I want to celebrate this.
Or this character makes me interrogate.
Or this character makes me actually like look and say, okay, well, that's actually a little bit sick that I like love this character, and here's how I can kind of like learn
Come
from
to
that
terms
and
with
learn
it.
from like the part that I was like really attracted to,
Right.
versus the part that's actually like helpful and can kind of move you along in your
Yeah.
journey or whatever.
Celebrating versus learning, like,
Because I feel like
Stop
Alan
it.
Moore always leaves you like an off ramp of like this is the way you should go. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be
He's
like
very
this guy.
didactic.
No, he's not didactic at all. No, I'm saying like he has like a little off ramp, like, oh yeah, V's dead. You should do your own thing. Like, start your own civilization. Or Rorschach's dead. You should do your own thing. Sorry, he always leaves you an off ramp.
So
Like bring it into your own life, or
What's-
make it like a magical ritual kind of situation.
What's funny about, because I agree with you, but what's funny to me about it is it's like that as a philosophy. So he is telling you to go your own way.
Yeah,
He's saying don't. So he is in a way he is kind of telling you what to do, right?
it's very
he's
like,
saying
how to think
don't
versus what to
be a-
think.
He's like, don't be a conformist.
but I think he
That's in
doesn't.
order.
But I think he doesn't do it as so much as like Grant Morrison. Like Grant Morrison at the end of Invisibles, which will be an insane podcast episode. If you ever covered that, was like, our sentence is up. Like Invisibles, it's it's about these anarchists, trying to upend society, Gnosticism, fun stuff, chaos magic. But the end, it's like your sentence, it's like directly appealing to the reader. And Grant Morrison also did Animal Man, where the main character like talked to the writer about like how much he'd been tortured in it. So there's that like kind of like, and then when Grant Morrison was writing JLA, there was an issue where like everybody became superheroes. So, but he like kind of, but Alan Moore is like here's the exit. You got to do your own thing. Whereas Grant Morrison is like, yeah, here's what you should do. Bye. Make a sigil, jerk off.
I think it's in the,
Wait, that's all? I do that.
Well,
Sorry,
the funny thing
tangent.
about Invisibles is going to be canceled. Invisibles was put out by the same Vertigo imprint. It was going to be canceled, and literally in the letters pages, Grant Morrison was like, "Okay, guys, like here's a sigil. I need you guys to jerk off every week to the sigil, and the book will continue." And the book continued, and the book concluded. So,
yeah. It's in the last few issues of book 3 where he really gets into his philosophy about things. Like he does kind of spell out his thoughts on society in the last. He waits till the end, but he does start to outline like his worldview and his thoughts on it, which where he gets into like how anarchy is not chaos. Chaos is a byproduct of anarchy. Anarchy is about consent.
Yeah. Oh, do you know David Graeber? He's this like anarchist. He wrote a book called Bullshit Jobs. It's great. I recommend everybody who lives on this planet to read it. And he was an anarchist, and he wasn't like about the chaos. He was about like, we don't need to be controlled by a state or a boss. Like we can just be humans and work together. And there's enough resources that we should have in UBI. So
I love that.
That's why I'm like, I like to see that connection more. I'm curious if he ever read V for Vendetta, which probably not, because he was some smart ass like economics guy. He's like smarter, way above.
He couldn't
Do you have
read.
that?
Maybe.
He couldn't. He literally couldn't read.
Well, he's like dead, so I got to do like necromancy to ask him.
Well, let's get this sigil together for
Yeah, next episode we're gonna do some necromancy and summon.
But yeah, David Graeber is amazing. Yeah, I like the Alan Moore, David Graeber. Probably someone's written about it, smarter than me.
But I do love that. I love that, and I love what Alan Moore does here, because I think when people take issue with anarchy, it's a misunderstanding of what that means.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because really, it is just about I don't recognize any authority that I didn't consent to. Which is like I say to people all the time, it's like if you voted, you consented to what the outcome is, right? You're participating in a system that you know you could lose. So you did consent to whatever that outcome is. It doesn't mean you like it, but you are a participant in this, right? So
you put money on the horse,
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the track.
Just because that's a great example. Just because you put everything on red and it ended up black, you consented to lose all of that money. So
you didn't have to, you could have just smoked a cig and or voted for someone who was more.
And I'm not saying don't vote, right? But yeah.
Well, you put your money on the horse, and you may have wanted that horse to win, but there's no guarantee that mid-race the horse doesn't turn around and run the wrong direction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you didn't vote for that.
I bet on this horse because it made all the
that's kind of interesting
that it didn't fulfill. So I didn't know the horse wasn't gonna uphold its promise.
Yeah, you're out here looking at gift horse in the mouth. Why did you do that shit? Why do we do this?
Yeah.
And just jumping back to Abby's comment about nuances. Nuances are difficult, right? We don't want people to be complex. We want to be able to categorize them so we can put them in a box and go, oh, I know where they are. They're right there. Well, that's not reality, right? People aren't just right there. They are very, very complex. People are complex. They're not just that.
I like compliance, not complexity. So I can't.
Yes. So
yeah. The other thing, if I didn't know Alan Moore, like the author as well as I do, this would have shocked me. But at the end there too, he just throws out do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, we're talking Crowley now.
Yeah.
After Crowley.
Later on they say it again, and he directly cites Crowley and Crowley. And it's just like, okay, yeah, he's a big nerdy magic guy. right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, I think towards the because that's towards the end of the book, right?
yeah,
Yeah, because he was starting to tool with the magic stuff, and then in the '90s, he's like, "Fuck it, I'm a magician. I worship Glycon, the snake god, who is a parody, Roman deity." And then in the '90s, he's doing all kinds of crazy shit. He's doing like
yeah.
Promethea, because that's the thing. I think that's like the one. I took a comics class in college, and there were so many bad takes in this class. Like y'all don't even know. I almost, oh, this is so wrong. Whatever. I almost like got in the face of this like blind kid who was like saying shit about like Man of Steel being the best movie ever, and
How would you know you haven't
Okay.
seen it?
and I'm like,
Okay.
I'm like, bro, like I don't even know, man, like.
I don't even know where to start with you.
But yeah, but people had so many, but there was one take I think about that class all the time. Like Alan Moore is like bad at writing women. And I think he definitely was in the
Yeah,
80s.
I
In the
agree with
80s for
that.
sure. But then something happened in the 90s. I don't know if it was the polycule he was in.
Was
I
he
don't
in
know.
Polycule?
Yeah, oh, big time.
What was
I
talking
don't
about?
know if it's the polycule he was in. I don't know if it was his like the magic stuff, but like he writes this book, Promethea, that is all like just this mother goddess magic, beautiful like tapestry art. I'm like, shit, like it's so good.
I agree.
Dude's had like 10 different careers. It's great. He like writes
Yeah.
prose now. It's like great.
I love that you are so knowledgeable about this because I didn't know a lot of that.
Dude, like Alan Moore deserves an Eras tour. Like,
Yeah,
because the thing is, like Alan Moore, like he wanted to be an artist originally. He actually, do y'all know like underground comics and stuff? So there was this guy, Harvey Picar, who did American
Yes.
Splendor.
Yeah,
And Alan Moore actually drew some issues of American Splendor. He was a guest
Really?
artist.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So he was in that like countercultural. He was a hippie. I mean, dude's like giant beard, like. But then later he's like, oh, I'm gonna deconstruct superheroes, or I'm gonna go Hollywood, or I'm gonna go try to solve the Jack the Ripper murder.
Really?
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
for
from
you.
he's
hell.
such a complex and
Yeah,
interesting
he's so cool.
character.
Like, give me an Eras tour, like right now.
He's such
Speaking of
a-
fragmented cells.
He's such a whack job too, like absolutely cracked.
Yeah,
Just
he's so
totally
cool.
insane.
I need to meet him one day. I was taking a train from London to Oxford, and Northampton was one of the stops, and I kind of wanted to get off at Northampton and just maybe run into him, but I decided
He still
not
lives
to.
there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
How old is he?
he's like 72.
That's not bad.
Yeah, he's still alive. I hope. I don't know.
Yeah, he is.
It'd be hilarious. Like get a text like, "Alan Moore is fast."
Oh, don't say that.
No, it's
what
fine.
happened?
It's fine. We're good.
So Alex, that sounds like a challenge for a book club at some point in time, is to get a guest on.
Oh my God, I would.
Oh, Alan Moore ain't gonna do. He's not gonna show up.
Yeah.
Dude's like so reclusive, but I love it. And he hates talking about his old stuff because when he's talking about his old stuff, it's like, oh, these people ripped me off and I'm not getting my money.
We actually did for the Midsummer Night's Dream episode, we did have an author on. She didn't want to talk about her book though. Shout out to Claudia Knight. She had the opportunity to come on and talk about her book, and instead she wanted to come on and talk Shakespeare. And I'm like,
What?
hell yeah, I totally respect that. Like I mean, like I gave her the opportunity to do that, and she decided to read Shakespeare instead. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Um,
David Lloyd, I don't really get on Twitter as much anymore, but I remember when I was like a teenager and I was reading this for the first time, I was like mutuals with David Lloyd on Twitter, and I would like ask him shit,
Yeah.
and he would reply.
my moment like that was you play video games?
Yeah, sometimes.
I made a tweet to Yoko Taro, who does the Nier games,
Okay.
and
Oh yeah. You're on him out.
yeah,
Yeah.
this was years ago.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, the tweet was like Final Fantasy 16 by Yoko Taro, and I tagged him in it, and he retweeted it.
Oh hell yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I have 2 tweets, and one is that, and the other one's like about Sharia law or something. And I'm like, okay.
Two bangers.
Didn't expect
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
I love that. You got range.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the
Well, it's
extent
like
of it.
like Alan Moore, like he doesn't have social media. Like he just hangs out in Northampton. He was in like, what was it? Like I think there was like a rhyme artist from Northampton where he's in like the back of the video.
Oh really?
Yeah. He's
Like
just
on
like,
accident, or
I think he liked the artist, and he's just,
I
yeah,
gotcha.
He's like, oh,
Can't know, so.
yeah, he's cool. He's like, I don't know, he's like a JD Salinger type, where he's around, but he doesn't want to be in the public eye.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I see him on TikTok, like sometimes.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
Is Salinger still around?
Oh, dude's been dead
For a long
forever.
time.
I didn't think so. I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. I thought you were saying.
Oh, just kind of that vibe where people thought he was like reclusive, but he just didn't want to
I got you.
deal with all the, like, he just wanted to hang out in Northampton and with his grandkids and go to the pub and
Well, yeah.
watch
I
the
mean,
Northampton Town match, and maybe they'll get promoted to the championship next year.
Yeah. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about. What have we missed so far? Big question. What do y'all want to talk about? Did we miss anything that we haven't discussed that y'all caught? I don't know how to ask this question.
There's a message from Cheyenne if you wanted to read it. It's her thoughts on the story. Just that
Oh, that's
Oh yeah,
cool.
cool. All right.
Yeah, shout out to Cheyenne from Pullover Media.
we just got stuck in like a flight over here.
Yeah, it's all good. I know she feels bad, but she shouldn't. Like, I'm so glad she recommended this.
It's the worst travel day of the year.
Why don't you read it?
Okay.
Or if you don't want to, I can.
I love to read aloud. I'll read.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got a sexy audiobook voice.
What? Okay. This is from Cheyenne. I love this story because I relate to the main emotions of V. This story means a lot to me because V stands for the belief in charge, no matter the cost. V has a lot of courage and anger that alchemizes into a whole revolution for himself and for the others that were tortured and oppressed. This story gives a good perspective on what the meaning of revolution could be. He's the perfect extremist anti-hero who believes in change, strategically taking out anything in his way, all for his unwavering beliefs. A good showcase of a product that can come from an abusive, oppressive environment. Although it can be pretty extreme, it is still fun to live vicariously through him to some extent for me. Shall I scroll down to there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. That's good.
Okay.
That's a good point.
My favorite scene is when he breaks up with Lady
Yes.
Justice before blowing up
Yeah.
the courthouse.
that's
No,
Yes.
Yeah, I can't believe we didn't talk about that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
All because he calls out the hypocrisy and manipulation done to the people through taking advantage of their vulnerability through false faith. Like all of us, we have been controlled and manipulated, I'm sure, at some point in our life. And he symbolically and inspiringly represents wanting to destroy in order to rebuild so that we can give power back to the people. This is what he will speak.
Hell yeah.
I love that.
Nice.
I can't believe we didn't talk about
Lady
that
Justice.
conversation, because that is one of the best parts. Is he's like I love you, Lady Justice, but you cheated on me with the government.
Yeah.
And like sold yourself out to like leather and firearms and that sounds kinky.
I know, I'm like, where's JD
It's like
Vance and
leather
all
and
this?
pecans.
A little smoky.
Busy there.
But then he's like, I have.
She had her leather pants on.
He prioritizes freedom over liberty because it's kind of ironic, right? Because he, in the name of a higher ideal, imposes his will onto Evie. So he kind of like does this, he's kind of a hypocrite in that
Yeah.
way.
Oh, he definitely is. He's a
Oh,
big
yeah.
time hypocrite,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
That's part of the appeal,
But
right?
in that
No,
conversation, at least, he's like, I see now that you got to put freedom ahead of justice, because if it's justice by any means, you become the villain at the end of that. And that is
Fascism. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
that's what, like, Margaret Thatcher was all about law and order.
I mean, the funny thing, okay, so he leaves Evie to become like this new change or hierarchy, not hierarchy per se, but a new change, right? The funny thing is the reason he couldn't survive is if he did, he would eventually turn on her too. If someone who values freedom above everything else, even if he destroyed the current system, he would just end up wanting to destroy whatever comes after.
Oh, interesting. So, okay, he had to die then. Because I mean, that is pointed out in the book, is that he died on purpose.
Yeah.
Right? Like the guy's like, yeah, I shot him, but he had plenty of time to disarm me.
Yeah. Because like, yeah, we've seen full books of him like dodging bullets, like these supernatural skills,
Yeah.
and he loses some loser. You know, he's like, yeah.
Like a good example of like a person who's really close to V in real life would be someone like Che Guevara.
Oh, dude.
And like
Perfect.
even if you
Yeah.
hate communism and all these things, like the best thing about him is the fact that even after his revolution, he was given power. He could have just stayed there and like been the new hierarchy or the new oppression. But he decided, fuck that, I'm just gonna go to other parts of the world and just continue like doing more revolutions, which eventually led to him dying.
Yeah.
But he would have never been content trying to build a new system. He would eventually, he would have like gone against Castro at some point.
Right. They would have teamed up within the rumble of the decade.
Yeah.
And is that partly because there is no perfect? There is no perfection.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't, and there are people that just have this natural like inclination of like
Martyrdom. Okay,
Or-
so
or
we were
like-
talking about Alex about the divine cause of friction and how much friction is actually required and actually needed in relationships. But anyway,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
But there's these
So
people that can handle that sort of friction in there, the agitator that promotes this change, and they're not necessarily the person who's supposed to figure out what everything's
Yeah.
supposed to look like. They're just the agitation and point of change in the teacher in that, of like converting her or the person to here's how you have to learn what is the truth or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if V would have lived, would the pendulum have swung the other way if he were the in control person for a period of time?
I think he would just be fucking shit up all the time.
Yeah, he just he
Right.
wouldn't be that
like
he just wouldn't be that person.
because like towards the end of the book you get the kind of Scottish independence guys and you're like, okay, like maybe they'll take over and do their thing, and he would be fucking up their shit. He would be like, yo, any Irish guys want to team up with me? Like,
Yeah. He's
So
yeah.
I guess
I'm curious if the whole Scottish is that a jab at Grant Morrison. Like,
He is very,
but to my point, I guess at some point in time, a revolution leads to an outcome, but eventually that outcome ends up with another revolution, does it not?
Yeah. I mean,
It
you're
swings
absolutely
back.
right. Well, that's the thing is like, I think an unfortunate reality is that systems will fail. And it's not even a fault in the system. It's that the system will not be practiced. Right. So it's like,
Trotsky a little bit.
What if there's just always a need for evolution and change and adjustment? And like
Yeah.
you're talking about, there's this
Yeah.
nuance where like we're subscribing to these ideals and beliefs, but we're seeing in practice like that adjustments need to be made. I think that's where people get really hung up because it's like, oh, I'm committed to this idea. I'm committed to the, whatever.
But it has to like function in like every
Exactly.
situation.
Yeah. And so we just have to continually like, I mean, you have to get really comfortable with like saying, oh, well, I was wrong about this other thing. And none of us are, I'm not very good at that. Like saying, oh, this thing I said 6 months ago, who said that? That's totally ridiculous. But I mean, we all experience that, right? I mean, we all like, if you aren't looking at yourself a year ago and being embarrassed, I feel like I'm not learning enough.
Hey, you nailed it.
Like because you saw my face over here doing the face thing is kind of a
Doing the face
like
thing.
if okay, so the idea of a deconstructed superhero, if we just like take deconstruction as a concept and like
Yeah, let's do it.
put it here, this idea that there will always be another revolution. I can't see all the way over there, so I don't know who said it. But when we talk about deconstruction, like especially in like a religious way for people, but in a full like get rid of the shit that shaped you kind of way, to fully deconstruct and not reconstruct, yeah, he has to die. But I think that might be
Well, that's why
area
why
of
like
what-
literally
yeah.
everyone in Watchmen like
I have
is-
no context beyond
is
that.
not
So.
is not usable.
But it's an interesting comment
Unless you're
on like
HBO
is-
in 2015, we can bring them back.
interesting comment on like
Damon Lindelof.
the capacity of people to reconstruct and what that could look like versus what it does look like.
Yeah.
Because the idea is that we're always going to have another revolution. Then it would put into context this like need to continuously every iteration of people, every generation, whatever, to like deconstruct and decide what to reconstruct. And then I think begs a like bigger outside the text question of like, does deconstruction have to be violent? And what is reconstruction? Is it indoctrination into something else, or is it a form of freedom where we choose and compile ourselves?
Yeah.
Just kind of like begs interesting thought questions. I'm not really making a point there so much as just saying I see a parallel between like when we talk about deconstruction in a personal journey sense versus a society sense and kind of the
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not really advocating for
No,
for
I think-
deconstruction, but it is an observation that
Yes.
like the problem with any system is that people are not going to actually do it, right?
right
like
or
that's
take
the
the work
problem.
it takes to put something else in place that
Yeah,
does work.
It's like the problem with communism in practice is are they going to do it, or are they going to take money and fuck everyone. It's like, well, obviously they're gonna take money and fuck everyone
Yeah.
every single time, right? So it's like that's the problem, and I think that's a commentary in B as well. Is like you can't, like, the government is not gonna do government. They're gonna fuck you every single time.
Oh, yeah.
The world you live in versus the world you wish you lived in. I said at the beginning.
Yeah, and it's like I
Land
guess,
of do as you please. Yeah.
I like.
And Abby just said something there. The world you live in versus the one that you think you live in. Do
Or
those
wish you lived
things,
in.
yeah, do those things ever align?
No, not perfectly, right?
No.
It's a
They
grass is
don't.
always greener kind of thing. People are always going to
Circa
buck
utopia
against the
colony.
system. People in
Yeah.
paradise are gonna buck against the system. That's like the Adam and Eve story.
You could still,
Or the ending
you
of
could
The Good
straight up
Place.
be a cult leader.
Yeah, but something I like what you were saying, that like
Jason Jen.
it is a constant change. Like people, that's the thing people require is a change, because it's like what your parents worked so hard to build
Is
for
the very
you,
thing you
you're
have to
not
undo.
going to appreciate. So now you have to deconstruct it and build something else. And that's just the human story, right?
And to building something else that gets complicated, right? Because
Mm.
there's this woman that I highly recommend looking at. Her name is Danielle Young. She's a cult expert. She grew up with the Children of God. She's fabulous. Mini
Oh,
cult lady on social
shit.
media. But she talks about how, especially, like, she calls America a cult, first of all. She has a book coming out about it. It's great. But this idea of when we reconstruct, like, do we choose to then buy into another authority, or do we choose to actually think? And I think that is kind of a little nugget in all of that somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Because if we're ending on the note of like, do you and go for, what's the quote?
Do as you will.
Yeah, like
Do as you please.
this idea
And
of,
do as they will. Like it kind of just that whole
Yeah.
vibes.
like that freedom is autonomy and choice and reconstruction, not necessarily the obliteration itself.
Yeah, and I think like I'm big on individual liberty, but I do not believe in rights for like businesses, right? It's like I
Are you
think
not?
I think businesses should be like heavily
No citizens
restricted.
United.
Because they could be fucking you
Yeah.
all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like what's
Like,
happening to
no
Alan
shit,
Moore,
right? Like,
man?
of course businesses
Dude,
have to be regulated.
Every day, man. He was fucked by fucking Warner Brothers.
Okay, but as a person who has just tried to have a small business for 9 years, I will tell you, it is from the beginning. They're like, do you want to pay to play? Do you want to pay to be in this club? And every time you say no, it's just like when someone figures out you don't want to fuck
Yeah.
them, then the punishment starts. Like,
It's higher ed,
like, oh yeah, we could just be friends, right? Well, no. And like you were going to be punished for wanting to stay small and for wanting to stay like to your
Independent,
values.
yeah.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It's like because because they want to punish you because they've had to do it. They've had to give up their values.
Yeah, I mean,
This
DC
is-
Comics is founded by gangsters in the Great Depression. There's like a whole book.
Jeez.
It's
about
gang
that.
rule. It's
Yeah.
all gang rule. And that's why,
Yeah.
like what you're saying, the government is never going to like, and I think that's something I really had to like dispel within myself. I really had this belief that like, I mean, I don't know. I trusted the, I trusted the government
campaigned
for
for
a really
Hillary,
long
Wendy. I
time.
campaigned for Hillary, okay?
Oh, I couldn't but
I
well,
was
because of
there with
Bernie.
you at one point too, right?
Oh, I was,
Like-
yeah, we were Bernie Bros in the streets.
Bernie Bros.
I was a Bernie bro.
Bernie Bros.
I lived in
They
Edgehill
killed me
then.
to
The Bernie
vote
Bros
for
were not nice.
Hillary.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were very hateful.
She's a
and
fucking
sexist.
lizard.
And you
woman,
know what
yeah.
it did to so many of my relationships for me to like be at the in 2016 to be like, I don't want to vote for Hillary. Like people in my life were like, fuck you, you
They're
know?
like, bow down and do an act of worship.
Well,
Do it.
yeah. Look, what was it in 2020 when Biden got reelected? I was talking shit about Kamala Harris, putting trans women in men's prisons, and they kicked me out of a fucking
Yes.
library group or whatever. And that's why I'm like, that's why I was talking
Well,
shit earlier. I'm
And
like,
that's why it's such a perfect meme. It's like if Kamala would have won, we'd all be at brunch. Yeah, we know you'd all be at brunch, and that's the problem.
'Cause-
we hate brunch, and brunch is for awful, mediocre people who want to pay for like really like. What did Anthony Bourdain say? What did Anthony?
it's all the
Bourdain
leftover
teach
eggs
us?
and shit.
He said
It's a
anyway,
leftovers
whenever
egg.
he
It's a
was
leftovers.
unemployable, whenever he was completely unemployable, he knew he could get a job serving $28 hollandaise because nobody's keeping it at the right temperature. Do not go eat those overpriced eggs.
Yeah, fuck
People
brunch.
who are not well are serving you because that's the only job they can
Is it-
get.
I appreciate the strong anti-brunch.
Because
take
the
you're
brunch
making.
I love it.
And that's like one of the things that I can't have friendships with women because
I don't know. I like me some brunch.
It's so funny. I love it.
it's true.
The non-binary couch.
Yes, it's problematic. But don't be eating the eggs.
French toast at
Mimosas are
brunch
nice.
time. You
Oh,
don't even have
mimosas
to
are fucking
go
awesome.
be
That's the only good thing
sticky
about
No shade to mimosas.
Dude, they got mimosas
Wait.
at Cracker Barrel now.
I can make you
Honestly,
mimosas.
I make
Don't
you better
get it at
mimosa
Cracker
and my
Barrel.
French toast.
That's
is
the only
better,
good thing
so.
about brunch, mimosas.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right,
You
man.
gotta
No,
get-
You know what's
David
you
has
gotta
to
get
get drunk,
mimosas
eat
at
those
brunch?
eggs.
A bottle of prosecco from Kroger and orange juice.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have
Well, you
to go
gotta
to
be
brunch
drunk
to
to
get
eat
a
those
mimosa.
eggs. Yeah.
I do love
Anyway.
it.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing. Like the mainstream Democratic Party just will turn a blind eye.
Well, because they're
Like,
taking
I'm
the
in the
same
trenches.
money.
I'm in the trenches
Don't get me
fighting
started
with
on
fucking.
Gavin. I will have words.
I'm in the trenches fighting with fucking Zionists like every day.
Y'all, I have to tell you, I was called a fucking like anti-Semitic person for being anti-Zionist when I in like 2002. My poetry
Go off,
professor.
Queen.
My
Oh.
poetry professor.
You're an
called
OG, you're
me-
a
2002.
You were anti-Semitic before it was cool.
Yes, because I was anti-Zionist and I had this poem about it that was totally a ripoff of a Tori Amos song, and she should have called me out on that, and she totally could have. But instead, she's like, Wendy. And she said my name like, she's like, Wendy. And she like passed it over. And she's like it was like gonna burst in flames or something. But she was like, I don't think you should be writing about this. That's what she said.
It
Anyway,
was some Rhodes College shit.
that was 2.5 years. Sorry, guys.
That's
I'm gonna
all
calm
good.
down now.
It's all good.
You're
No,
not even-
I'm
you're not even
enjoying
drinking
this. We do need to
IPAs.
wrap it up though. Does anyone want to say anything about V for Vendetta?
Just the
Going once? Going twice?
Fuck Warner Brothers for trying to do a TV show of this. It's gonna suck.
Oh, are they really?
Apparently, yeah, they like announced it on
Oh
Friday.
no, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
That's awful news.
Yeah, Alan Moore's the GOAT. People talk shit about him on the internet, but he's a guy who stands for his creative independence, and I
If they're
respect
not
that.
talking shit about you on the internet, you're not doing it.
Amen.
You're not
Amen
doing
to
it
that.
right.
Yeah,
Like Alan Moore probably gives 0 fucks that people are talking shit about him on the
I
internet,
hope
right?
he's
Yeah.
entertained by it.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, well,
yeah. He's actually like, this is
60
great.
already.
I'm like, this is exactly what I want.
yeah, I mentioned earlier, I saw him on TikTok. It was for Waterstone's bookstores in the UK. He doesn't want to talk about superheroes. He doesn't want to talk about comics. He wants to talk about the sci-fi, the fantasy, the shit he
Yeah.
grew up with.
There's actually we
Which-
just did a trilogy called The Vor, and
Uh-huh.
Alan Moore wrote the foreword for all
Yeah.
3 books.
Yeah, yeah.
True, yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
yeah, that's actually one of my favorite.
That's why
parts
he's
of the
so
book,
good.
is
League
Alan
of
Moore.
Extraordinary Gentlemen. He's so good because he knows those Victorian stories so well. He's able to fuck with them, play with them. He's the best.
My last note is Luffy from One Piece is also a V-type character. He can never be
Yeah.
he can never be king. He's good at toppling systems and letting other people
Yeah.
do
And to
their
be
job.
fair, it is so much easier to be a
Shit.
antagonist,
An
the
agitator.
accuser, an agitator.
Then-
But it's like what's the fucking cringy Joker line from Dark? I'm like a dog chasing.
You good.
If I ever caught one, I wouldn't know.
That's so true, yeah.
That's
true, man.
I'm quoting Dark Knight now. Where we
I
gotta
relate to
stop.
that
We
statement
gotta
so much though, as
I
like
was
the
gonna
whole
keep other
idea
jokes.
of
Stop it.
like doing your small business right, because I feel like I relate to that so much. Like I got to the end of like fighting all these battles of like where do you finally get freedom, and how do you finally say I'm working for myself? Because that was the whole thing, the whole point. Like I'm not gonna like just sell to Whole Foods and then I'm working for Whole Foods.
Mhm.
Like, but I was just the agitator,
Whole
and
Foods
I
is
didn't
like
know how to
DC
run the empire at the end of it. It's like, well, what do I actually want?
Whole
Well, I
Foods
just
is like
want
DC
income.
Comics, you know, yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's changed so much
Yeah.
in 10 years too, though.
Yeah, back in the
Whole
80s,
Foods
you
is.
get proper royalties, and I mean, yeah.
Well, even in 2016, you could have done well in Whole Foods, but now that the Bezos has taken over. Anyway, let's not talk about that. But agitators are important.
Yeah.
Amen. Any more beef for that stuff? That's it.
Amen.
Okay, David
Just
said
amen.
that's it.
He said
David said,
amen.
"Shut the fuck up."
He said, "We're
And this is
done.
David's podcast, so I'm sorry. David said we're done, guys. So
Okay.
We're done.
Yeah, proper.
hi at Rusty. Do y'all have anything else? Rusty, I think we lost you again, man.
Did you lose me again?
Oh
No,
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 we
no,
got you.
we
We got
got
you.
I've got one dead earbud. So
You have my
So,
permission.
I'm still hearing you, but not real well.
Oh. Well, before we go, do y'all have anything else to say?
No, I think we covered it.
I think we did. I think we pretty much did. Yeah.
Oh, I'm teasing. Hold on.
It's we like went on some tangents, but it's like this is a lot of social commentary,
alright.
so like we
Alright.
can't actually do this without doing that, right? So
Yeah.
with that being said, I was
like
looking for a
looking.
copy, I couldn't find it. Next month,
Okay,
we're
here,
doing
take one
the
out.
second Dark Tower book,
Oh,
which is The Drawing of the Three by Stephen King. So
here we are.
our friend Chancellor Ruster of Catchfire recommended that.
at you.
So I'll see you guys next month for Drawing of the Three.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yay.
Bye.
Uh,
Thank y'all.
thanks.